What's going on, everybody? It's Greg. Just been 2 weeks since I put out the shutting down video, so I thought I'd let you see how much I've shut down and how much I've found. You ever surprised about when you find stuff that you, or when you pull everything out and you realize how much you have? It makes me wonder, does fish keeping equal hoarding? I know not for all of us, but probably a lot. Alright, just going to do a quick run through of the tanks. This is the shrimp tank with the 6 Rasbora, and it had 4 pygmy cories in it and a bunch of cherry shrimp. For about a week I only saw 1 pygmy, and then the other day I saw 2, and I haven't seen all 4 in a while, so I don't know what's really happened to them. They seem to run from me whenever I try to get them on film, or whenever I even just try to look at them. That's one of the spots I normally see them, other than that, sitting right there, or even over on this side, sometimes down underneath here. Oh, there's one. One pygmy cory sitting there. I know there's another one somewhere around there. But so that's this tank. It's still going to be going to the same person, just haven't had a chance to take it down to him yet, or down to her yet. On to this tank. My bristlenose breeding tank. Oh, I'm shaking this thing around a lot today. Everything in here is going good. I actually haven't pulled the cucumbers out like I normally would. There's my skewer holding it down. That's what it looks like after 2 days. So anyone who tells you you're gonna have a mess if you feed cucumbers, this is what my cucumbers look like after 2 days, and it would be the meat of it pointing upwards. So everything is gone off these. There, you can see a little bit of meat on that one. But all my Celestial Pearl Daniels are gone. They went down with my 25-gallon, my 2 25-gallon tanks and the 55-gallon stand to Buddy's house. I'll tack that video on the end. I'm going to tack videos on the end of everything I've gotten rid of and where it's gone. So, that guy, he's going to be pretty big. That's a little baby. This tank, nothing's really changed in this tank. Everything's still going good. I got a cool little video just the other day of my salt and pepper cories breeding. This is the angle that you'll see the video at the end at. And they deposited the eggs right there, basically like if you're looking at the sponge filter. And one of my pistol fish came right over and ate it. So it's kind of interesting to see. But not really much has changed with this tank, although I want to get that guppy grass out of there. But I got a bunch of guppy grass. I'll show you that here in a minute. This tank is still empty. Nothing in there. I had a little stick. That's it. Just a stick. I never moved the fish out of this tank. I meant to, but I never did. Let's see if I can kind of see one of them back there. Little tiny micro Rasboras. This tank, I did actually add a couple fish. My buddy that took the 225. Well, that was really weird. The whole thing just kind of locked up on me. I've added a couple fish to this tank. You can see them right there. There's one albino pleco. There's another albino pleco. There is a third in there somewhere, and there is an auto. The brown algae was getting a little bad in there, so I threw in a couple of plecos, and they're taking care of that. I'm actually going to throw one of the brown ones into there, and whoever gets that tank will be able to get that pleco as well. The auto that's in here was in one of the 25-gallon tanks that I took down to a buddy's place. How to put this? I grabbed it with my bare hand and threw it into this tank because I tried several times to get it in a net and I almost crushed it twice. And it acclimated. I guess it really didn't acclimate it. It got put into water and it's living. It's been over a week that it's been in here now, so it is doing fine. And they ate their cucumber too. You can see almost all the coloring is gone on that. Let me see if I can zoom in just a little. That's a cucumber husk with no color left in it. Let's get back to the normal view. There we go. And my little assassin snail tank. This tank is the same as... Come on, why is it staying out of focus? Probably that light. This tank is still the same. I just noticed this when lights came on today that this piece of wood fell over, so I'll have to fix that. But you'll notice my table is quite a mess, and it's going to get to the hoarding part of the video. But I added this filter in here so that when I get rid of this tank, I don't want to get rid of my canister filter. I'm going to end up adding another sponge filter into this, and so it'll be 2 25-gallon sponge filters and a 30-gallon tank or something like that. So, angels are doing fine in here. Gorgeous as always. Everyone who has angels knows it. Oh, and look who's out in his new tank. See that little bump there on bottom lip? It's actually gotten a lot better since I put him into this tank. I think with the other tank, it was starting to run into the sides a lot, scrape across the bottom, and so it's developed this little bit down on the bottom of its lip, but that's getting smaller. It also had a tear on the upper lip, which I think that came from when I released the fish in the tank. I think it darted back and hit the lava stone back there. So that injury is healed up. This guy did not have a fun trip into the bag to get acclimated for this tank. These guys, the way you sex them is, I'm not sure which, but the male or female has spikes on their gills. Little tiny spikes. This one has spikes. And those spikes got caught into the net and made it a very trying time for us both to get it into the bag to get acclimated for that acclimating video I did. But that I didn't put it in the bag for nothing. It was being acclimated to this tank for the first time. So, but I do so like this fish. And he's gone. Alright, now to the hoarding. I cleaned out my closet. And this is what I have. Right now, okay, I got the little tank there that was underneath the 225s. This, most people saw sitting on the dresser next to that. That, I don't know what I was doing with that. That was just sitting right there. There's a 10-gallon tank down on the bottom there that I meant to reseal but never did. This is a tank the Leportina Poma came out of. My terrarium, which unfortunately when I was putting stuff on top of here, I ended up cracking the glass up here on top. Unfortunately. It's not too bad. But it goes all the way over to this side over here. But I could easily run a bead of silicone on that, take the sharp edge out of it, and it can still be used as a terrarium. That little round one my wife and kid got me last year. And then I got this little 5.5 gallon I got for like $10 or something like that. Then all my air pumps. I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 there. And then all my little knickknacks and stuff like that I use. So I got a filter hanging on over there that I don't know how old that is. Power head sitting up here. I got these. I got these back when I got the 25 acrylic over there. I don't even think I've ever taken one out of it. No. Comes with 3. I don't use them. Well, I take that back. I do use them, but if I were to use it, I would cut open the bottom and I would drain all the charcoal out because I don't really want the charcoal in the water. It does have its benefits, but it's no real place for me. Or it has no real place with me. It's just something I prefer not to use. I prefer to keep it balanced without having to use chemical. Beyond that, let's see, we got rocks here. There's a bag there, a bag there. This is rocks as well. These 2 3.5 gallon buckets with just knick-knack and crap in it. I used multiple of these to get my betas in breeding condition. Made it real easy to feed, clean. This one doesn't have all that much in it, but this is crap down to the bottom. There's ornaments in there. I actually like these. They're fake plants, but they look really nice when you have them in the water. So, I mean, just a whole bunch of crap, and then just all the stuff all over. And then I got these things, which I never showed any of this, but this is kind of cool. I got my shrimp tank, the 20-gallon long. It was full of this. It's a lava rock. The person said you just set up the tank and get it going. They get a biofilm on it, and that's what you eat. You don't have to feed them. And I was just like, well, that sounds cool, but it's not how I know how to keep them, so it's not what I did. Another bag of rocks there. I got 3 bags of this charcoal stuff, or of lava rock. And then here's something I've never shown before. Literature. I get literature for fish. I love having literature for fish. Tropical fish. Yeah, here's something too. These were the first fish species I ever kept. Discus. Back in, like, let's see, 1999 that says, and I had them for about 6 months before that, so probably early 99, maybe late 98, something like that. But almost all of these, all except for those 3 books, I got at used bookstores. I mean, I don't keep lizards or anything in terrariums. I don't keep saltwater. You know, I don't keep platies anymore. You know, there's a lot of the stuff I don't keep, but I get literature for it. When I'm giving away tanks like I'm doing, all these tanks except for that one painted black right there and probably this one down here are going to be given away. I'm going to try to give it away to people who are trying to get into the hobby. I'd rather give it away to someone like that than break it down and sell it individually or take it to the pet store, blah, blah, blah. But when I'm giving away a free tank, I got these, your first aquarium. So just something, they're old, but some literature is better than no literature, and it gives people a place to go from. When people put up the, do you know what species this is? I've got 3 different books to be able to check out. I got books on aquatic plants and stuff like that. You know, it never hurts to have it. Always nice to have something to sit down and read in case you don't have anything, and you can reread magazines over and over, but it's nice to, if you want to have something to focus on. This book has come in so handy for me, this atlas. And all it is pictures of different books, or different fish. You know, a scientific name with a pH, temperature in Celsius, which I'm not sure of that, how long they get in centimeters instead of inches, unfortunately for me. It says, you know, what they like, they're scatter eggs, they like partial dark, partial light, they are a group fish, they like plants and rocks, and they are mid-dwelling, and they prefer live food. So I mean, that book has been very helpful with me for being able to identify fish, or when I'm looking to, like, oh, what would I want to put in with my Lepertina poma? Well, I'm not going to put anything small like that in, because at full grown, that fits in a smelt. So it's just kind of something cool to have. This is going to be a really long video. Thanks for sticking around if you did. But that's all my stuff. See what I mean about equal hoarding? Fish keeping equal hoarding for me. Ho, ho, ho. Alright, the tank's reset back up at my buddy's place. You can tell this is not where I live. But basically the same setup, just nothing underneath, but the cabinet turned the right direction. 6 glass catfish and 2 or 3 coolie loaches. Didn't know, actually I transported one of them in the tank with like a ½ inch of water. So that was interesting. Everything looks like it's gonna make it.
What's the tip?
Take the pizza out and look on there.
Why do you gotta be a bitch?
Because you're lagging.